Nike have just pulled one of the most genius, and I mean this, genius Caitlin Clark hype things we've seen. And I am very impressed because I was not high on what Nike had done. I thought Nike had done a lot of really bad things with Caitlin. I didn't know if Nike were even capable of doing something good with Caitlin, but they are.
So Nike just accomplished something I didn't think they were capable of anymore. After months of questionable marketing mistakes with Caitlin Clark, including campaigns that seemed disconnected and goods that hardly moved the needle, they eventually cracked the code. And what they've done here is more than just creative. It has the potential to change the way we think about athlete branding in women's basketball.
You can make it from anywhere. Caitlin, can you make it from there? Where she's just shooting from deep. And the whole thing is about, like, how about from here? And I think that is kind of perfect because you've got all these people saying, oh, Caitlin can't make them here. By the way, this one's really, really annoying. I'm going to talk about this later. That why is like, oh, from here, and they're talking about the international fans. But I'm like, man, you literally can't. People are talking about the international fans, but you can't actually get anything Caitlin.
Nike is wagering that two words will become as culturally influential as Be Like Mike became in the 1990s. The entire commercial revolves around Caitlin's deep-range shooting, which makes perfect sense when you look at the numbers. In her debut season, she averaged 8.4 three-pointers a game and made 2.8 of them. But more crucially, she consistently attempts shots from 28, 30, and even 35 feet away. That isn't just Wnba range. That's an entirely different type of shooting. And here's what Nike gets that many other brands don't. You do not market the whole player. You promote the signature moment. What makes people stop scrolling?
Understands that she's one of the best shooters of all time. Now it's time to prove that you're a shooter also. Get creative and share your own trick shot video using hashtag from anywhere, hashtag team Nike, hashtag Nike basketball. I don't know if this is an ad, but this is really smart. We need Michael Jordan and Larry Bird to reunite for one with Caitlin Clark, one of the best shooters of all time. I'm going to say one of the most impactful shooters of all time. You know what? Like, there are people that put that say because what someone did in college, they're one of the best shooters of all time. She's easily one of the best deep three shooters of all time. She's some of the best range of all time. And you have now got a big social media person.
Watch what Nike does next, because this is where things get strategic. They did not merely run advertisements. They distributed a challenge via social media to influencers and content makers. Lethal Shooter, one of basketball's most popular training personalities with over 3 million followers, used the hashtag #HashFromanyHairChallenge on Christmas Day. Another huge sports content provider, the Go Jester, did a compensated deal that featured trick shots from crazy distances. This is not standard advertising. This is cultural engineering. Nike is attempting to establish range in basketball lexicon in the same way that Curry range did. And they are following the same plan that Steph used because there's a proven formula here.
The goal from Nike, what will sell, is like people my age remember when Jimmer range meant something. People my age, remember when Curry range first became a thing. But for me, Jimmer range was different. The way, like, people were literally, for a brief period in time, people, when they threw a ball into a bin, they said, they shouted Jimmer. Very few of them. Very.
Remember Jimmer's debt for around 6 months in 2011. When kids threw paper in garbage cans, they yelled Jimmer. It was brief, but it happened. That cultural penetration, even if only temporarily, moved items and generated talk, which translated straight into draft stock and endorsement value. Imagine the same process occurring over years rather than months, and you'll understand what Nike is attempting with Caitlin Clark. The difference is that Caitlin possesses something Jimmer lacked: professional endurance. She's not going to burn out abroad. She's already shown that she can dominate in the WNBA, averaging 19.2 points and 8.4 assists per game as a rookie and leading the league in assists. The base is robust. Therefore, this marketing campaign has opportunity to expand.
People shout Jimmer instead of Kobe. But now it's the stage where people might start, if they throw from really far away, start shouting Caitlin Clark. Or shouting Caitlin. Because at the end of the day, look, it's genuinely a big thing. It is a big thing. And once that becomes mainstream, once it becomes mainstream that Caitlin Clark becomes synonymous with long range shooting and not just like, and it becomes a kind of brand thing, Nike will sell so much shit.
Here's why the deep three makes an excellent foundation for a brand. It is the most entertaining play in basketball, period. Not the most skillful or athletic, but the most exciting. When someone launches from 35 feet and it lands, everyone reacts. The mob bursts. Social media clips get viral. It is visual. It is dramatic. It is instantly shareable. That's why Steph Curry became the NBA's most popular player despite never winning a Finals MVP until the age of 20. For many years, his jersey sold better than LeBron's. Caitlin Clark's jersey outsold LeBron's during her first season. The trend is evident. Deep shooting generates a distinct type of fan engagement.
Yeah, look, for me anyway, this is huge. This is absolutely huge, and I gotta give credit where credit's due to Nike. I think Nike did it perfectly. I think Nike have branded this perfectly. They have now. There was Be Like Mike, and it's not going to be Like Caitlin. Doesn't sound right, but Caitlin range, shooting from Caitlin range, and if it becomes a thing where, and it is to a lesser extent, where you see kids, obviously you know the whole thing.
And Nike understands that this is their most valuable women's basketball deal ever. Not because Caitlin is going to be the best player in Wnba history, though she could be, but because her game translates to viewing in a way that no other female player's game can. Paige Bueckers might wind up being technically superior. A'ja Wilson is already a two-time MVP, but neither of them will generate the casual fan engagement that Caitlin does, since neither has a defining moment that draws non-basketball fans in. Look at her first season statistics. Games Caitlin appeared on major networks and had an average viewership of 1.32 million. Games without her are under 400,000. That isn't simply star power. That is an entirely different level of cultural relevance.
Because kids are all shooting threes. If it's now a thing where kids are just joking around, chucking half-court shots, shouting Caitlin Clark, that's obviously what they're wanting. That's obviously what the goal for the goal for the team is, or the goal for her is with Nike. And I think long term, as long as Caitlin keeps showing up on the court, which I have no doubt she will, this is going to be Nike's most profitable partnership. Because as good as, there is a world where Paige Bueckers ends up as a better player than Caitlin Clark. Do I think that world will be a thing? No, but there is a world where that happens. There is.
Now, let's talk about what Nike is actually trying to build here. Because From Anywhere is more than just a tagline. It is an attempt to own a piece of basketball culture in the same way Jordan did. Like Mike was once owned by Gatorade, and Be Like Mike. If Nike can make Caitlin range or shooting from Caitlin range standard playground terminology, they will have produced something that goes beyond typical advertising. Think about what that entails in practice. Every time a youngster makes a deep three in a pickup game, their friend remarks, "Okay, Caitlin Clark, that's free marketing." When a pundit mentions Caitlin range during a broadcast, it's brand reinforcement. Every social media post, including the hashtag From Anywhere, adds another touch point. Nike is not paying for those times. They are creating a system in which the culture conducts the marketing for them. This is a key section. This only works if Caitlin continues to perform. If she experiences a sophomore slump and her three-point shooting regresses, the entire thing crumbles. However, if she continues to launch from 30 feet and hit them in critical times, Nike will have created a self-sustaining marketing machine. The game footage will serve as an advertising.